Greetings and salutations. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to give a few of you a chance to catch up to me. And I'm going to have some tea. Ho, ho, wait, is that not the same? Holy patchouli, it's chilly. Although, technically, Richard, it was warm today in our neck of the woods. But I'm just cold. I can't get warm. I'm bamboozlified. All right, let me get it's too hot to drink yet. And I look a mess. I'm a mess because I've been baking all day. And all I can tell you, hold on, puppies, is, and I didn't get any sleep last night. A dog in our neighborhood apparently got hit by a car. And it's a puppy. And it doesn't know where it lives, and so it ran the opposite direction, I guess, and it's been missing since 7:15 last night. So, of course, I'm a sucker for animals, so I was up all night. I kept going outside and calling for the damn dog, and then today I went walking all over the neighborhood, and I hate that this dog might be hurt. It was wicked cold last night. Anyway, and then I was been baking cookies all day, so I really could use a nap right about now. Yeah, it was windy. I mean, not so bad. It's starting to pick up now. Uh-oh. I didn't see what the weather's supposed to be like, Richard. Hold on. Let me get my calendar up for tomorrow. So, 95% chance of something, rain or snow. I think it's rain. Yeah, wintry. Well, it says a wintry mix. So that could mean snow. Friday's lows will be 28 degrees after 11 p.m. and high between 56 and 56 degrees between 12 and 1 p.m. The temperature range will feel like 14 degrees to 44 because of the wind. Yay! Oy. So, unfortunately, I should have gotten my ass out of the house today and done some of the baking shopping that I needed to do and boxes so I could, mail the cookies. Coffee and cookies. I know. Tonight it's tea. I'm feeling a little extra schnizzled. I loved this. So, when you get flummoxed, right? And you say things like kerfluffle, which is one of my favorite words, and I rarely say it, but when someone says a kerfluffle, I just love that word. You don't hear hullabaloo as much as I used to when I was growing up, but nincompoop, we used to use that instead of calling somebody an a-hole, and when we didn't really say bad words per se. And we used to say gobbledygook or rigmarole or, those kinds of words. And I don't exactly, I think I was watching The Grinch again, and they talk about Wahoo Dore and Dahu Flore, and, so all of those things just make me laugh. And so I was, hey, Aria, welcome, welcome, welcome. So we were talking about my disheveled look, but then I was talking about the funny words that are out there in the world, that I almost think some of it is generational. And I just find it funny. And as I talk about trying to start journaling, it would be funny to give somebody a word like snollygoster, which I didn't know. It means a clever but unprincipled person. My hair looks horrible today, LOL. I've been in the same braids for 3 days. Oh, excellent. I don't feel so bad. Um, I just knew I'd be baking all day, so I want my hair away from my face. I took the bandana-ish thing because I like to keep as much away from my face as possible because I don't want to give cookies and someone says, "Oh, look, it's Teresa's hair." That would really bum me out. Um, and gosh, I don't want to dilly-dally all day. Um, so when I was thinking about a topic for today, and I think I just was saying like I was lollygagging. I was lollygagging. I wasn't really moving fast enough. I was dilly dallying, wasting time. These are all things that, oh, you have pneumonia? I'm so sorry. Oh, let me send you some love and healing. Please get some rest. Lots of tea, girl. Have some tea with honey. And really, the only thing you can do is sleep. That's the only thing you can do is rest. Um, so, walking pneumonia. I don't even know really what walking pneumonia is. I know it's pneumonia, but hold please while I inquire on my Google. Hold on. What is going on here and why do I have that open? What is walking pneumonia? Dun 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 dun. Shh, shh. All right, I don't need all these commercials. It's just pneumonia. It's a less severe form of lung infection. Well, that's it, damn it. Just feel better. So we send you, both Richard and I believe Richard's also a Reiki practitioner, if not a Reiki master. So we're sending you lots of love and healing and compassion and just get well. And so I'm just curious to you guys, and I probably should have done a poll, although I didn't. What are some of the funny words like thingamajiggy or brouhaha or hoity-toity? What are some of the words that are whimsical but just unusual that you wouldn't necessarily use all the time? They said you had a pretty bad case of walking pneumonia. I'm so sorry. Well, we're sending you lots of love and healing. Oops. Okay, puppy. You going to get down? All right, go ahead. Thank you. So let me just ask those of you that are in the chat, and please, while you're in the chat, whether you are live or Memorex after the replay crew, please give a thumbs up. That will be very kind. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. So let's hope this tea is a little bit cooler so I can take some. Nope, it is hotter than Hades. So what kind of funny words have you come across or that is part of your like flibberty gibbet or that's a doozy or bamboozled? Pantuka, of course, that's from the Grinch, right? Just curious if there are words that jingle. I know I love the Grinch. I really do. Ah, Echo. Lovely to see you. So, Echo, we're talking about the funny words of our generation or any generation that are not part of every single day language, but maybe, you use to describe certain situations and it's come up from your childhood. So, like flipperty gibbet and whippersnapper and thingamajiggy and kerplunk and kerfuffle. I love the word kerfuffle. Are there any that stand out to you? um, that bring you to a place in time. And again, I think I was using words in the last couple of lives because as we start 2026, every day I'm going to put a word out there for people to either journal with pen and paper using their voice memos or notes, or like Cramel said, take photos. And another friend of mine said, well, singing. So her journals are singing because she makes up songs. I make up songs, but not on a daily basis. I got to get comfy, sorry. Not on a daily basis for journaling, but singing and making up words to evoke a moment in time, that kind of thing. Aria used to write songs. That's beautiful. Now, did you write them to be published? Did you write them for yourself? I'm just curious. I love the idea of that. My brother said when I was a little girl, I was pretty much the only girl in my neighborhood. So I would sit on the swing sets all by myself at the end of the day, staring into the mountains. And I would just sing songs that I made up words to. All right, so let's see. Chingera, Sebastian Maniscalco has a routine where a Latino repairman uses it to describe the baseboard for his wall. It seems to translate to thingamajig. Oh, isn't that funny? Oh, I'm sorry you can't play anymore because of the pain in your hands. I wish you were local because I really believe that between physical therapy, Reiki healing, and massage, you, and again, I don't know what's medically wrong with your hands, but um, um, it really would be kind of a beautiful thing. Look who just popped in. She's going to be on the down low, although she always has some mumbo jumbo that she could share, is Miss Misha. So you're here, but not, and that's okay, Mish. I look like this because I've been baking all day. In between running up and down the neighborhood looking for a hurt dog, a hurt puppy that got hit by a car yesterday and ran away, and the owners can't find it. And fiddle faddle, oh my God, fiddle faddle, pish posh. I love those words. I've got to add those to my kerfluffle of words. I know it's breaking my heart. It really, I can't imagine something happening to my boys and not being able to find them. And I don't know if they would be smart enough to run home. Like I walk them all the time. I do let them off leash when we're on my street. But not often. But I do try. But they see me, so they know where to go. My dogs are the kind that would run up to a person, though. If they were hurt or lost, they would go right up to somebody. And yes, they are chipped, but I have the Amazon GPS things. I got to put it on their collars because I would be bereft. I would be insane. I would go up and down every street. And, people are cruel. They steal animals. So, I don't know. Let's see. Up, Karen Suki's here. Hello, Karen Suki. Let's see. Yes, and everybody send Aria some love. She's got walking pneumonia, so we want to send her some love and healing. And Aria says, my dog could never find her way home if she got lost. Hi, B. Would your dog, though, go up to somebody, or would your dog run from somebody? Mine, my little wiggle butt Luca, would go right up to somebody and go, hello, just pet me, please. Please, please love me. And oh, by the way, I'm lost. So, um, up to someone so friendly and spoiled. Oh, yeah. Thank God for big backyards and fencing. Yes, absolutely. Look, I'm sure this woman that I just met today, the owner, I've been seeing her kids running around, and the owner was finally driving, and she had two little ones in the back seat. I'm sure one of them, they didn't do it on purpose. They may have opened the door, the dog got out, then the dog got hit by the car and got dragged for several yards. And then it bolted. And my heart is breaking because now it's almost 24 hours and it's been cold here. And if it was injured, so my heart's breaking for this poor dog, and for the owners. So, okay, so back to hold on, I'm looking. Aria walking to Moga. Yeah, we want her to feel better. Um, yeah, that's great, Karen. So, uh, yeah, I know. It's just all right. So I got to get off the topic because I can't get any more emotional, and my heart hurts too much. And um, I was up all night. I'd go to the front door. I'd go to my backyard. I'd go to the side street, just to see if it was somewhere in the area. When I took the dogs out, I was calling that dog. The dog's name is Panther, and it's about as cute as a button. It's all black. It's a pitty mix with white on the front, but it's a pup. So we do have Nextdoor. I don't use it. I cannot get inundated with any more notifications. So I don't anymore. But we use Facebook. We have a local thing here for our neighborhood. So, and then I shared it, and other people are sharing it, and we're part of a dog park because I'm right near the dog park. And normally, when a dog gets out of a house, they just run to the dog park because they know where it is and they want to just play. I didn't know at the time the dog had been hit by a car. So I was all bamboozled and flipperty gibbeted. And I love fiddle faddle. So we're talking about words, right? We're talking about things that are just fun to say that we grew up with. So I also had a list. Sorry, my nose is itchy, and I don't know superstitious wise that means something, but all right. So I said, oh right, bippity boppity boo. So that comes from Sleeping Beauty. Um, and schlepping or schlumping. Um, I don't know some of these other words, so I'm not going to bring up words I don't know. Um, I don't know any of those words. Oh, they're from Dr. Seuss. Okay, never mind. I'm going to keep going. We talked about whippersnapper, hullabaloo, wackadoodle, which I say all the time. Schnickerdoodle. I spent all day making schnickerdoodles. Does that count? Uh-oh, somebody retracted a message. No worries, Karen. I'm just checking in on the comments. So what other phrases? Hang on. So I think we talked about something more on Nextdoor junk. I'm not sure, Karen. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Cattywampus. So cattywampus is a phrase that's local. I'd never heard of it until it was on a commercial. Richard probably knows just because it has to do with I don't know if it's cleaning gutters or roofs or something. And I didn't know that it meant askew or crooked. And I used to say, what the hell is cattywampus? Did anybody ever use the phrase hullabaloo or flummoxed or skedaddle. Oh, that's okay, B. Thank you. um, that's all right, guys. We're in a safe circle. I'm trying to think of some other words. I heard skedaddle all the time from my grandmother. Yeah, my nana would say skedaddle, and she'd do that to the dog, and sometimes us kids. So it was a combination. Um, goober is another word that came from that time period, right? Goober. Um, and yes, they could be sort of condescending, but it was less offensive than calling somebody an a-hole or fuckadoodle. I know that's a word. Sorry, it's a phrase. I didn't put it out there, but um, we do. And then, hang on. Whoops. Okay, so let's see what else it comes up with. Oh yeah, poppycock. That was the other one. That humdinger. Absolutely a humdinger. Absolutely. It was one of my favorites. And I love those. Oh, Bradley, thank you. Yep, humdinger. And there was a saying that used to go with humdinger. Let's see if I can remember it. Hubba hubba ding dong. Hubba hubba ding dong. Oh, hubba hubba ding dong. Well, tish tosh or pish posh, that was the other one that you had mentioned. And baloney, but that's not as dramatic. Richard says, goobers, raisinets, chocolate covered treats. I love those. And as a matter of fact, I don't like goobers as much as I do raisinets. And I do have a box of raisinets in the refrigerator that on the rare occasion that I want to cheat and have a treat, I can have a couple of raisinets because it's a fruit. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Another word that I remember, yes, bippity boppity boo. We talked about that it was from Cinderella. Okay, great. My baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. My baloney has a second name. It's Mayer. Oh, I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Oscar Minor has a way with Bologna. That's how I got to learn how to spell baloney. Scallywag. Not something that was really prevalent in my lexicon growing up, but I do remember hearing the word scallywag. Oscar Mayer has a way with Bologna. Back in the day, and this again might be generational, but when you think of Barry Manilow and all of the jingles that he used to create with Band-Aid, there was Kool-Aid. What else did he do? I'd have to look it up. I know that song's going to be stuck in your head. I'll try to put some others in there. Hornswoggle. We already did gobbledygook, right? I think gobbledygook. Humbug, but we all know what that's from. I've never heard of monkey shines. Have you guys? It popped up when I did a search, so I'm just curious if anybody else ever did. Oh, usually it's Chumbawamba with Teresa. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. I get knocked down. Yep. Sorry, I'm just typing into my search. For a list of some more fun ones. Let's see. Makes me think of 1000 Ways to Die flick or Tell a Lie. Great theme song, though. And we get the visuals. I know. Oh, no, don't bark. It's not for you. It's not for you. It's a car. Everybody relax. Take a chill pill. These dogs have been up and down all day. Widdershins. Widershins? I've never heard of that. I've heard of monkey shines. Don't remember where or why. Well, now I think we have to look it up. Flim flam. Splish splash. We did hodgepodge. Ballyhoo. Cockamamie. How could I forget cockamamie? Far-fetched, not as hoodwinked. Well, I've used this word mainly to annoy an old boss. Bloviate. Gadzooks. Anybody remember gadzooks? Lackadaisical. Not as funny. I'm checking out the comments, guys. Sorry, I'm squinting. It just seems to me that monkey shines has to do with pulling the wool over someone's eyes. Oh, all right, great. LOL, the hourly pep talk to the dogs. I know. God bless them. Gadzooks. I love gadzooks. I don't care about the spelling. We knew exactly what you meant. Yep, and the flim flam makes me think of the snots. Oh, great. Dawdle or dawdling. Dilly-dallying. I think we talked about that one already. Rapscallion, which we don't say very often. Bumbershoot. Never heard of that one either, but I like it. Bonnie got it, spelled it the right way. Hi, Bonnie Binsky. Oh, Bonnie's here. Hello, Bonnie Binsky. So happy to have you here. Zonk. And usually zonk was followed by a finger snap on the head. I didn't like those. Okay. Tea time. You snuck in. You snuck in under the radar. We did gobbledygook, flipperty gibbet, hornswoggle, bumbershoot, higgly piggly. I never heard of that one. Wonky, so that one we know. Bodacious tatas or bodacious. I remember those. No one ever said I had those though. Lickety split. So these Piggly Wiggly. Tatas. Yes, I did. I said tatas. I'm just looking at my list that's popping up. Curmudgeon. We've said that one. Blunderbuss. Never heard of that one, but I like it. And I think we said ragamuffin. Ramataz. shenaniganery. Shenanigans. Oh, I can't even say it. So shenanigans I can say, but the anry at the end of it I can't. Oh my God, some of these I can't even pronounce, so I'm not even going to try. But I like the idea of when we're stuck, when we're journaling, to pull out a word that would inspire us to have a moment in time, right? So, as we kick off 2026 and we're talking about journaling and we're talking about tapping into whatever's going to move us forward, sometimes it's just really bringing something happy. We often think of journaling, digging deep and, ripping our hearts apart and trying to awaken, wink, wink, to a higher self and digging deep and healing things when using those words can be time travel to a lighter moment that might bring up something happy, that might bring up something giddy. And I do think it's worth us at some point to talk about jingles, because jingles just transport us to a different time and place. All right, hang on. I'm missing some of these. Hold on. Well, the great Frank Zappa said, "More than a mouthful is wasted." Oh, Lord Jesus. That's funny. And Mish says, which is funny to us here in Oklahoma because we don't have the stores here, Ramataz. I had a commercial in my head as soon as you said that, Mish. And Bonnie said, yes, I had an uncle who was a lovable curmudgeon. Absolutely. Piggly Wiggly. When I was younger, I used to journal about my beautiful walk in the snow or talking to the trees or the stars. Absolutely. Um, whoops. Um, I'm just breathing. Um, Misha, Tiff, and I were watching a video and a Culver's commercial. Ugh, what a tease! Oh, that must be something to your neck of the woods. So I think pretty much everybody in this chat remembers plop plop fizz fizz. Plop plop fizz fizz. Oh, what a relief it is with Alka Seltzer. Um, and the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Anybody remember that one? Cromel! I know. Cromel, you fell into it, my friend. Skedaddle and hodgepodge and kerfluffle and hullabaloo, pumpernickel and nincompoop, balderdash, lollygagging. We're talking about phrases and words that are uncommon, but trigger memories of yesteryear, because a lot of these don't get used today as much, except for those that may have grown up in it. Is it soldiers in your cup? No, what did I say? The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Folgers, not soldiers. Did I say soldiers? Oh my God. I hope I didn't. Um, Where's the beef? Ah, Clint, hello. Yes, where's the beef? Oh my God, do you remember that little old lady? Oh, what? That's really bringing me back. Um, and So, and it's also dialects or countries. Everybody comes from a different place, right? So, your phrases, your words, one of the ones that I loved the best growing up. Um, I'd like to buy the world a Coke. Do you guys remember that for Coca-Cola? I wonder if I can remember the lyrics. Um, Hang on, I'm going to look it up. Go. Because I remember it so vividly. No, this doesn't know it, but my Google will know it. Where's my Google? Where's my Google? There it is. Yep. Yes. I'd like to buy the world a oh, actually, it starts with I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love, grow apple trees and honeybees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. That's the real thing. And then there's a whole bunch more. That was from the 70s when they were trying to do sort of love and peace and hippie and happy. Um, really loved the song though. Um, and all right, so well, we talked about this, I think, the other day. Give me a break. Give me a break. The with Kit Kats. It had to do with the Kit Kat. Give me a break. Give me. Oh my God, I'm really having a brain fart here. Let's see. Oh yeah. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Once that started initially, it was funny for like 5 minutes. Then people would just say it all the time. And it's kind of ironic because the other day, my brother was driving. He drives from New York City to his cabin in the woods, and so I keep him company while he's driving. And he will go in and out, and I'm like, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I don't think you can hear me. Can you hear me now?" Oh yes, mounds. Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't. Absolutely. Um, oh, everything's before Aria's time. Sorry, sweet one. Yep. Some of us are just oldies but goodies. Um, and my daddy used to sing them all the time. Oh yeah. Um, and then of course you had like um KFC finger licking good. Um, so yes, some of these are ancient. I That's why I'm sort of putting it out there to you guys. Besides some of the words that I talked about earlier that are unusual but fun to say, and they create or an emotion. You get to emote something when you say skedaddle, or that's a kerfluffle. Um, or like I said, fuckadoodle, fuckadoodle doo, hullabaloo, don't be a nincompoop. Those were things that we said back then instead of using real curse words. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch that people used for curse words that I didn't, I don't want to say I didn't curse, really until even in college. I don't remember cursing that much. I might have said bastard or bullshit, especially when I went to a hockey game. We would, scream bullshit, bullshit, and we'd tell the ref to pick up his socks. And that was always fun to me. That was the first time I learned curse words, really, because I went to Catholic school. That wasn't something you said, and I wasn't in a circle of people that I would have heard certain words. Um, and even though I grew up with a lot of boys in my family, because I was the girl, I had cooties. Everybody remember that word? I had cooties. I was a girl, I was a sister, I was the cousin, and I was the neighbor. So nobody wanted a girl there. Um, and so most I don't know, I'm Dutch. So Cromel, were there any words as a Dutch man, phrases that would be translatable to us, that might be relatable? Um, I can't imagine, especially in the music world, that there weren't phrases or things that you used that were outside of your everyday real language. When we say faddle and poppycock and malarkey, hoity toity. Um, all right, so I'm just going to jump back in. Hold on, I need my glasses. And dun, 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 Angela's here. Hello, Angela. I got to see if anybody else snuck in that I didn't see. So I apologize if somebody else popped in and I'm missing you. But yes, Angela, thank you for being here too. And as you guys are all coming in, please hit the likey. Um, all right. Um, you little pill. Yep. Yep. Don't want just mine though, because we never come back. Okay. Um, yeah, I would love to know what the differences are from countries. So yes, Carmel, if there's anything you can share with us, and maybe you guys didn't use language in that way. Um, Yes, you remember cooties. I just made a vow to stop cursing with my 8-year-old son, and we have a swear jar now. Oh, great idea. I blame Sam Jackson. I curse like a sailor. Yeah, it's hard. So it's completely different. Okay. Well, Carmela, I get that. I understand. I mean, you know, um, Mish says, LOL, the grand princess loves catching her mama on the swear jar. Um, well, it's, bringing back the old phrases. I mean, instead of calling someone stupid, if you call them a nincompoop, right? It's less hurtful than, what are you, stupid? And yes, should we use our words better? But let's just be honest. Sometimes people do things that are, it's like, really, really, what were you thinking? Um, and so I can imagine. Da, 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 da. Well, I've been to the Netherlands. I've been to Amsterdam. I loved it. And dear friends of mine lived there for a really long time. So I went there and spent a week. And then a couple of years later, I went back and we actually hopped a train to Germany and slept in a car. So we had our own little cabin. Um, but Amsterdam is one of the most beautiful places. I got to go to the Keukenhof. Um, and the Keukenhof is this magical place of flowers and tulips. And I have the most beautiful photos from there. Um, I always swore I wanted to just go back and it was magical. Um, and I'm not a beer drinker, but I did go to the Heineken. And I am a chocolate person. We got to taste some really nice chocolates. And then there's another word for pancake. And we went to this place that was like a pancake house. And literally, when I was asked where do I want to go eat, I want to go there. So, um, It is, and it's a walkable place. And I actually went to a soap store, and I had been making my own soap, but this place inspired me. And the owner, she's like, "Yeah, we open it when we want. There's no set time." It was a whole different world. And going grocery shopping, wow. Um, but I loved it, and I was envious that she got to live there for as long as she did. Um, all right. The Keukenhof is in Lis, not in Amsterdam. Well, it's out, yeah, but well, I don't know. We got on a bus and we went, and I just assumed it was somewhere in Amsterdam. So, or I guess I'm wrong, but it's beautiful. Um, Anybody else say wise guy? Well, I'm Italian. Hello. Hello. Yes. We always had these sassy phrases. Goomba. And I guess that also becomes an ethnic thing, right? Depending on I'm sure the Irish has certain slang. I know the Italians do because we grew up on it. Um, some of my Jewish friends had slang. Um, I'm trying to think of I wish Jimena was here because she could tell us what they say in Mexico. Um, but these phrases are just um, Irish people just cuss unapologetically, and that's true. I do know that to be true from some of my days with the Irish friends. And when I lived in Boston, and we would go, it was the smallest pub, but it was an Irish pub in Boston. Um, and I only was allowed in because I was with an Irish friend because they didn't want any stupid guineas in this pub. Um, so there's still that divide culturally. I guess it doesn't really matter how many decades go by. Um, yeah, making funny words up is a lot of fun. I mean, and when I sometimes have a brain freeze and I can't remember a word, I will make one up, but I can't think of one right now that I've made up. But I think fuckadoodle is one of my favorite ones, and fuckaddd. And I try not to use fuck too much because, like Angela said, after a while, it's just not a very pretty way to express yourself. But I love fuckadoodle. It's one of my little favorite sayings. Um, the other kind of waffles you mean? Oh yes, I do mean that, Cromel. It's I can't pronounce it, but it's the P one. Profiteries, well, making it Italian for a pastry, but yes, I love those, and they were delicious. Um, Kerfuffle, it's fun to make up words. I like fuckadoodle. I know that would cost you a quarter in the jar. Stroop waffles? Yum, syrup and waffles. I know. I know. Um, so I think in preparation, that's really what this was supposed to be for today, is really just to say that we have more in common than we don't, and that making up words and having fun um, with saying things that aren't hurtful towards someone is a really great expression of affection, of love, um, and it's a way to express or emote a feeling without it being vulgar or hostile. And there is a time and place for that. Don't get me wrong. I want in 2026. That's part of the reason with the journaling. And Carmel, you missed it earlier, but we talked about your idea of using photography as a means of journaling. And then a friend of mine said she sings as a means of journaling. So, and then Aria shared with us that she used to write songs. So there's lots of ways of us communicating thoughtfully with ourselves. Um, it doesn't have to be meant to be shared with anybody else. I think what I've enjoyed is just hearing how people share and using different words. There are going to be days I'm not going to, know the right kind of thing to say to somebody. And so I want to be able to throw out kerfuffle. And then you go and journal and say, well, today I didn't have a kerfuffle and don't even know what kerfuffle means. We get to elaborate and create whatever it is that makes us happy. I'm laughing at your pronunciation of Dutch words. I know. And if you could be live with me, you could correct me. I know I'm probably not saying them correctly, but it was a wonderful place. And I have to say, I loved the people. So, and I'm sorry that I didn't know you back then because who knows when I'll ever get to travel again. But it's a beautiful country, at least what I saw of it. Oh, and the cheese. The cheese. Anybody remember Meg Ryan? What movie was it? She was on a train. Who the hell was she acting with? And all of a sudden she grabs the table and she's like, lactose intolerance, because she'd eaten so much cheese. I ate my way across that country. If I could have stolen and brought cheese over, I would have, because as much here as they say Gouda cheese is from the Netherlands, it's not really. I don't believe it, because there's a flavor difference. The same thing with drinking Heineken across the pond, if you will. You're not allowed to have the same chemistry. It doesn't translate into this country. We always corrupt something that's flavorful from another country, and that happens with certain things from Italy as well. Some things come over beautifully, and other things don't. They have to prevent them from being imported. But oh my gosh, just telling you, I enjoyed my time. I really did. Maybe I'll break out the photos one of these days and do a slideshow, because I am standing in a really big pair of shoes. Um, let's see. Why do I why why I do the AI using my words to journal or share? I can create beauty from my words. Absolutely. Even when I go to Chat GPT and do lightning rounds, I throw a crap ton of words and just come through my mind, oh, to create something. Yes, absolutely. Um, Karen Suki says Colette Baron Reed has an oracle card journal and suggestions on how to choose the deck to use and so on. Then you start journaling every day from drawing a card. So I have a deck of cards by Sonia Choquette. And I really like her. She has oracle cards. I do this for myself. Um, and twice now I've gotten cards that say I'm going to be very abundant in the near future. So bring it on, because right now Powerball in the United States of America is $1.5 billion. I don't necessarily want $1.5 billion. Don't yell at me, but that's just too much money. It is. I mean, yes, I could do wonders with it, but it's frightening to that concept. But the abundance would be, how many people could I help? How many communities could I help? And I do it all anonymously. So I don't want the accolades from that. And there's a whole YouTube channel community that tells you if you win the lottery what to do first. So pretty funny. Um, um, yes, but I'm not going to say it, Cromel, the kind of trees that you're just talking about, because then you'll laugh at me again. But and I'm sure I had it because I went a lot of different places and I did a tour with my friends, and we had the best time. Drinking Guinness is the same, different than drinking it in Dublin. Yeah. Heineken is American now. Oh, well, go figure. Sonia, da, 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 da. She's going to inspire nation tonight. Oh, all right. I love Sonia. I watch her all the time. The lightning round is more therapeutic than creative for me. It helps to get the thoughts sorted and hidden feelings, etc. I am searching my missing history with them, and it helps. Wow. Oh, the people we could help, Teresa. Oh, I know. I that's really that is my joy in life. You know, I love the idea of someone getting something they need and they don't know where it came from. And it's just like, in a way, it's like Santa Claus or Sinterklaas or La Befana or, somebody who brings gifts and you don't know who it is. Um, I, I have dreamed of helping in those kinds of ways. And I did it when I was, when I had my other house before I got, my health issues. Um, I, I mean, we do these charity events, and I always had a stash of stuff from me and my mom because I always included her in my donations. But so if we needed to get, I'm just going to make it up, 50 pairs of gloves and we only had 25, I had a stash. We would make our quotas. And nobody knew who they came from because it wasn't from specific people. Everyone would come to my home. I hosted, we had food, we had tea, we had all sorts of good stuff. And then we collected it, and the local charity that we were, working for, would just come and collect it. So it wasn't, oh, Teresa gave, 50 pairs of gloves. And that to me, it was, oh, all of these women, how charitable. Even if someone just brought one pair of gloves or one scarf, we didn't say you had to bring a plethora. We just said that we needed to help somebody. And so that was the beauty of that. And I would just, so yes, could I do something with $1.5 billion? I could. But holy jamoly, I don't know if I could. I'd be scared of that number. Uh-oh, did I see Ben Bacon Bits? Um What did Ben say? Man, I am impressed at one thing Chat GPT did. Hold on, this scrolled. Hold on. I got to come back a second. It created an enema bag tarot card really fast. What the hell? I missed a whole conversation on that. Holy moly. Holy guacamole. Um all right. So, um she was great on Next Soul Journey. Yep, that's the one. But she has her own channel too. So um, I had I have had to create my own therapy routine via Chat GPT. Um, all right, let me scroll down, and yeah, she has a great channel, you guys. Sonia Choquette. Um, I I've watched a lot of spiritual healers, intuits, and she's one of my more favorite ones. I find her um, very genuine. Karen's like, once you have have so many zeros, what's a few more? I know, but holy, like I said, um, Oh, just Tiff is here. Sorry I'm so late. Hello, everyone. Starting at the beginning. See, so Tiff and Aria probably come from the same cloth of a younger generation, which maybe Boondoggle or Bumfuzzled or um Whoosie Watson or Thingamajiggies. Those are not phrases or words that would be in your lexicon, but the younger generation does have words. I just don't know them because I come from a different generation where, we would say funny things, or we came from a generation of jingles. And I just don't know as many current jingles today. But scallywag and whippersnapper and some of those others. So I know we're about ready to end, Tiff. I'm sorry about that. I would have loved to have heard your opinion. Um, but you're constantly bamboozled. I know. See, Tiff, you are a wise soul. um, I think I saw last Sunday also, and it felt okay. Um, I can't even help it, laugh my ass off. Um, but when we relate to each other, the whole point is we have more in common than we don't. And when we hear these words, they evoke a certain um, memory, if you will. And so for me, it just brings me joy. And I think that as we come into 2026 and we're going to do this journaling every day, however you decide to journal, whether it's with photography, singing, voice memo, notes on your phone, or pen and paper, or some other, painting, your journaling. I think that we're going to find that we're going to be able to touch different things in ourselves that didn't come out right, and get your minds out of the gutter, Ben. But we get to explore things about ourselves. Thank you, Mish, for putting her out there for me. Um, and But it's also an opportunity to share things with somebody else, like Kermel, who in his country doesn't maybe have these kinds of silly words. I do know, and I've heard from many people. I had a few staff members from Russia, and they were like, English is hard enough without learning your slang words. And I had somebody from Spain say the same thing to me. Um, it's hard enough. And when I taught the citizenship test um, to a group of people, you really had to pay attention to your words, because intent can change the flavor of what someone understands is in the citizenship test. Wow, is that a tough word for me today? And I'm sober. Um, must be too much sugar from all the cookies I've been baking. But it's so we do have to pay attention to it. We do have to know our audience, and that's the other thing. Is I had a friend. She was from. She wasn't from China, but she was Asian. Where the hell was she from? Was she from Thailand? And half the time she had a blank stare when she was with us for a lunch or a dinner. And one time she shared with another friend, not me, that she didn't understand half the things we were saying. And it just goes to show that if you have somebody where English is not their native language, we need to slow down a little bit and just say, yep, that's slang, and it means this. So anyway, I love playing with words. I do love making them up. I like making up lyrics more. But I can't wait for us to start this journey in the new year. So hang on to your belts. Let me just see. what's here in the chat, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Yeah, Aria, please go be well. And again, everybody send her some love. She's got walking pneumonia. And let's see. All right, you guys. Oh, is she on? I didn't know that. I can't stay up that late. So Truth Wave, I love him. I love Victor, but at nighttime, I'm really trying to relax a little bit more. And 9:45 p.m. Eastern I'm starting to come down. Sometimes I pop on, but yeah, Mish, our dialects, our slang, it can be tough for somebody, I'm sure. Whose idea was it to journal with photos? Oh, that was Cromel. I feel like I've created my own language personally. Well, sometimes we do. Does anybody remember the movie with Jodie Foster and she was tie-eye and a ween because she was being raised by somebody who had a stroke and that person couldn't speak. And so Jodie Foster, we used to say it all the time. She was like, tie-eye in the wind. And I would call my girlfriends and I'd be like, I did that a lot. Had to be there, I guess. Hey, Indigo, thanks for being here. I'm sorry that we're hanging up now. Terlinger is one, but a very bad one. Ooh, all right. And I'm not saying it right. Terlinger. Terlinger. Well, there you go. I could use journaling in part to learn to practice a new language. Yes, absolutely. And I think that's the fun part. And that's why I'm going to put a word of the day out there for everybody on my shorts to say, I may say, who's bamboozled today? Go. Who's kerfluffled? And then I may just I will use real words. But it's really just to incentivize somebody to say, yeah, that's how I'm feeling today. I'm feeling, lethargic. I'm feeling whatever. Go. And it's just a way for you to tap into who you are, what you're feeling, and where you're going. All right. So let's see. It's okay. It says you started 2 hours ago. Oh no, I didn't start 2 hours ago, did I? No, 5 o'clock. And let's see, Bonnie, and I watch Truth Wave at night. I fall asleep. Yeah. So, and I do. When I do the meditation at night, I just close my eyes and go with it. I rarely am there at the end of Victor's live if I do a meditation in the evenings. I do try to catch him in the mornings, but I don't often say hi because the whole point for me is to actually meditate. There are really some amazing ways to trigger start writing. Thank you, Therese. Oh yeah, I'm happy for that, Karen. You're so welcome. We should do something like that sometime. Journal styles. Who would be willing to do that with me? Me. Hello. Right here. What am I, chopped liver? Hi, Incarnasol, we should connect. And then Cromel, that means so much to me. So, all right, guys. So today's Thursday. I will be with you guys on Tuesday. That'll be my last one until the following week because I won't be around for Christmas. But I may pop on. We'll see. We'll see how my day goes. But I'm going to be flat out pretty much eating or playing games now that my brother's going to come visit me and we'll be taking the dog for a walk. So right now they're both snoozing. I'm stunned. I gave them a good talking to early, you guys. You missed it. And now they're both like out cold. But as always, oh, wait. Do we have Tara? If I don't mind, if I don't make it, Ben, that's between Ben and Mish. Okay. You guys, I love you as always. Thank you so much for being here. I send you always with love, light, healing, compassion, sprinkled with a lot of laughter and giggles. Um, have a great weekend. Have a great couple of days. I'm sure I'll see you on some other channels, but if I don't, I can't wait to see you on Tuesday. And be well and don't let the flamfoozles bamboozle the slim slam. That's it. That's all I can say. Peace out. Much love to all. Have a great rest of your night, guys.